Welcome to the bold analysis. I have taken time to go beyond the headline on the story of Njoroge over the controversial oil, 17 billion oil. And I can tell you for a fact that it has opened a Pandora box on what exactly we are dealing with. And I can tell you guys that Uhuru Kenyatta was a good man. We are in dangerous times. I think her narration on what she underwent, if indeed that is the true account, then you will not even wish that for your worst enemy. I want you to get a snippet of that before we get to the gist of the whole puzzle.
Nimekuwa nikisubiri kila wakati kupewa import permit ambayo sikuwa ninajua inahitajika, na wakati tunasubiri nilienda kumuona CS Chirichiri, na ndio akaniambia mafuta sio yangu tena, mafuta ni ya kampuni inajiita Garana. Kaambia sijauza mafuta yangu wala sija sign mkataba na hiyo kampuni inajiita Garana, kwa hivyo mafuta ni yangu. Ndio akasema haiwezekani na nifanye kwenda kwa CID headquarters kurecord statement, na nikafanya vile, na kufika pale after kumaliza ndio ilikuwa wakati wangu wa kutoweka. Nikaigizwa ndani ya nyumba kiwa nimeshikiliwa nafuata nyayo mpaka nikaingia kwenye hiyo chumba ambayo iko na mattress tu na chain ya kufungiliwa, na nikaambiwa na takikana niseme ukweli na nisidanganye, manake nikidanganya hiyo ndio itakuwa mwisho wangu wa kuishi na wala sitaona watoto wangu tena. Na nikawaambia yale nimeandikisha katika DCI office, it is truth na haina uongo wowote, na hiyo ndio statement nitafuata mpaka kesho yake. Kaniambia atakuja kesho uamue either utaishi hapa milele wala utaenda kaburini. Nikasema sawa. Wakatoka na wakaenda, akasikia umesikia, kesho twaje. Wale waliondoka na nikabaki na security wale walikuwa pale ndani. Uweza kuwaona manake wamefunga mwili yote, naona tu macho peke yake, mwili mwingine yote uone, hata mikono huoni. Ndio wafisa wengine walikuja na wakaniuliza maswali ya kwamba niseme ukweli, na kama hamna ukweli maisha yangu itaisha hapo. Nikamwambia ninaambia ukweli, mafuta ni yangu na nimeleta na niuze, na sina mko na document zote na evidence mpaka ya refinery mko nayo. Nasema ni sawa. Ndio wakaniacha, wakanirudisha ndani, wakasema wanaenda kuangalia watarudi. So wakati wamerudi imekuwa niyo siku ya kuondoka tena, na wakaniambia nafaa niende kwa sababu hakuna hatia yote wanaona mbele yangu. Mafuta ni yangu na hakuna kitu kingine yote wanaweza kusema. Hawezi kuua mama kama mimi, manake haistahili kwa ukweli. Kwa hivyo ndio nikatolewa na nikafungwa uso tena, nikasafirishwa, nikaenda nikatupwa mahali nilitupwa, na ndio wakili amenichukua hapa.
The goods she was told, first of all, you have to leave them, they are not yours. Then the other thing was, now please let's negotiate what kind of commission can we get, or what kind of a cut can we get. When that failed, they said she needs to leave the country now that the goods have already been discharged from the ship. Honestly, this is the kind of thing that we are saying is dangerous for this country. It is dangerous for investors, it is dangerous for the economy. And yet, one of the things she's being told is that she is bringing fuel to this country that is cheaper than what is G2G. organizes so that she's taken to CID headquarters, arrested and taken. He does not speak about it anymore. He just says a lady came to my office and claimed about a ship. They had a discussion for long. One of the questions he was asking her, why she's importing fuel that is cheaper, why she's competing with the government. Sasa wamechukua mafuta, lakini sisi kesi bado tutafuatia. Tunataka mafuta yetu. Anatafuatia mafuta yake. Iwe yako hapa, au yako nje, au popote, mafuta ni yake. Wale ambao wamesema tulikuwa tumeiba na wamechukua makaratasi na wameanza kubadilisha, wacha watoe yao tuone. Mbona hawajapiga simu pale mafuta yalitoka, waulize mafuta ni ya nani? Kwa sababu kuna documents za kuonyesha nani mwenye mafuta pale. Loading ilifanywa kutoka wapi? Nani alifanya refining? Yote iko na paper trail. Kisha wanawaambia ati yeye ndio consignee, alafu tena yeye ndio mwenye kureceive. Kuna shida. Yeye ameweka consignment yake eje hapa hivi, lakini sana agent na ana mtu wote si ata receive.
We got orders stopping them, arresting the ship. Orders arresting the ship and stopping the disposal of the oil, of the oil. That was on 8th. On 9th, Mama was arrested. On 10th, 11th, they discharged the ship. And the ship now, it was discharged only to deep seas as you're speaking.
And I've taken the fact that she's a bit coming out to speak boldly about it. So I want us to go slow, and in this podcast, let's get to the details. What are we not being told? And where do you draw the line? I want us to get deep into that. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. If you're moving your office items or your household goods from one place to the other, you need a reliable, professional company that will be able to ensure safety of your treasures. Contact Topmark Movers there, 07 19 17 43 93. Topmark Movers, they're saying quality is everything. On March 1st, 2023, the government of Kenya got into a deal with 3 oil marketing companies from Dubai and other 3 marketing companies with three international oil companies, OICs, from Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and 3 OMCs, oil marketing companies. That is the OMC. I wanted to get the difference between the two because those will be the terms I think we'll be using along. So, what happened? In that deal, this is what was actually revealed. I think 3 companies were given tenders to bring the oil in the country. And this is, what is it? The ministry informed that Saudi Aramco from Saudi Arabia had settled for Oryx Energies Limited and Galana Oil Kenya Limited for the supply of automotive gas oil, meaning diesel, out of between 160 to 180,000 metric tons every month for 9 months. Then Abu Dhabi National Oil Company also settled on the Gulf Energy to receive and distribute up to 200,000 metric tons of diesel and 80,000 metric tons of jet fuel, that is the petrol. So that is what was agreed in the G2G, and what it meant is that, and I wanted to take in interest of that company, that Galana Kulalo and all those companies that have been mentioned. Now, the 3, the Galana, Gulf and Oryx, are oil marketing companies. Those are OMCs in Kenya. And then the Abu Dhabi and the Aramco are OICs, EOCs, International Oil Companies, EOCs. Now, so one of the conditions under this deal was that no one, and I want you to mark this, no any other oil marketing company was to be allowed to import oil or that diesel in the country outside the bracket. This was meant to ensure that the deal gets its market, so that the market is stable. The oil market is stable. Not that the market is shared by some people, that would also bring. Number two, I think that clause was also to close any possibility of someone going to bring oil from someone else. Now, let's get to Anne's story. I wanted you to get the G2G first. So what happened? Anne is saying she went to EPRA as an individual and was seeking approvals for the importation of her oil, some diesel consignment. And according to her, her diesel was coming from Europe. I want you to mark. And that was her first time to import oil. That is what she has also said. But she went through, she got approved, she got approvals from EPRA, but the import permit, she was not given physically, but she was approved. Probably it was approved in the system, but she had not been given. So her oil consignment could not come in the country, and they delayed for nearly 1 month. So what happened? I still don't understand why at this point someone accepted to give her the nod to bring the oil outside the G2G. But she's saying that she approached even some fellows there. Some people in the supply chain were telling her that if she could not get those approvals, then she can sell them to the off-takers. Off-takers that probably are these companies that are licensed to bring, or that are licensed to bring. So that did not work, but things turned different. When she was still in the process of seeking these approvals from EPRA, she visited the energy CS Chirchir, and even Chirchir has confirmed that she met this lady. And when she met Chirchir, she was told that oil consignment is not hers, and it belongs to that Galana. Now this Galana is amongst the 3 companies, is amongst the 3 OMCs under the G2G. I want you to get it. So you see the trap here is, and she's saying, for herself she's saying that oil belongs to her. But when she met Chirchir, Chirchir told her that that oil do not belong to her, and it belongs to the Galana. So she was told to go and report at the DCI. Before that, before we get to what happened at the DCI, because that's another scene, I want you to get the twist of KPA. Yesterday they gave a presser, and this is their twist on this.
Sisi hatujawahi kuonana na mtu anaitwa Anna, na wala hajawahi kufika ofisi zetu za KPA kulaunch any complaint kwetu. Sababu kama mtu unajua meli imekuja bandari la Mombasa, shirika la KPA ndio inasimamia bandari la Mombasa. Ungekuja hapo ukatuelezea kuwa mimi niko na mzigo na tuangalie kweli kama mzigo ni wako. So hiyo mambo yani sisi hatujui wala hatujaonana naye, ni kitu tunasoma tu kwa social media. Hii ndio ile bill of lading yake, anasema this is the bill of lading she's saying. Ndio kweli. Bill of lading imesainiwa na shipper, huwa ni yeye. Carrier ni yeye. Sasa you can understand things that cannot add up. Number 2, the correct document. This is the correct bill of lading.
Is that a bad thing? Me, I thought it was a good thing. Is it because that there are some competitors or people who are not happy about it? So what do they do eventually? They show you yesterday a document telling you this is the document that Anne has, and it's a fake document. Of course it's a fake document. This is the one they manufactured. Anne did not give them the original document. The minister, being who he is, it's hard to describe him.
Captain ya meli ndio huwa ana sign bill of lading, lakini si wewe mwenyewe. Kwani wewe ulikuwa kwa meli ndio ukasign? So some of the things don't add up. Huh? So then when you see the stamp of the ship, it's quite different from what is indicated here. It's like saying, unajua ile lori inabeba 30,000 tons, 30,000 cubic. So it's like saying, mtu amenunua mafuta ya 25 liters na umwambie meli kutoka Mombasa Nairobi ilete mafuta ya 25 liters mpaka Mombasa. Is it even inawezekana hata? So some of the things, allegations that is being peddled, cannot withstand anywhere. Number two, unasikia mtu anasema yeye ni owner ya meli. How?
Yale ambayo sisi tunajua ni kwamba hii meli ilikuwa imebeba ule mzigo ambao tumewasomea hapa kwa lugha ya Kimombo, ambao zaidi ya nusu ilikuwa ni ya Armco na nyingine ni ya nchi jirani. Kwa hivyo huo ndio mzigo ulioshikishwa hapo, lakini hayo masuala ya sisi kwa kama KPA hatuna stakabadhi zozote ya kuonyesha kwamba alikuwa ameleta mzigo kama huo. Further, copies of MT Haigui's ownership documents in KPA's possession do not show AN's Import and Export Enterprises Limited as the owner of MT Haigui. The gross tonnage of the vessel is indicated as 100,000. This is contrary to the actual tonnage of 61,338 GT. The ship stamp purported bill of lading is not identical to vessel's MT Haigui stamp. Loading date indicated as 9th October 2023, which contradicts the ship's actual loading date between 26th and 28th September 2023. Further, the vessel actually arrived in Mombasa on 11th October 2023, which, as the earlier said, is only 2 days after the purported loading date, which is not correct.
So you can see that there is already an argument about paper, or who is having fake and the right document, even though herself she said that she did not give them the original document. She actually gave them the fake document because probably she wanted to keep it. So she did not give them. So she's saying what they have is not the right thing. Now, what happened from the time she was told that oil consignment do not belong to her? That's how things changed. And allegedly, she went to DCI, reported to DCI. And when, after meeting Chirchir, of course, she was told they do not belong to her. And the next time what she did, she actually reported to DCI. And before even going to the DCI, her lawyer, she went to seek orders because after she was told to sell that oil to maybe of Tokas and probably she did not, she went to court to seek some orders to stop the state from offloading it. Because I think there was an attempt for that oil not even to arrive here in the country. Remember I had told you there's no one who was to be allowed to bring oil outside the G2G. But if that did not happen, when she presented herself in the DCI, according to what she's saying, allegedly that's where she was kidnapped. She disappeared. That was on 9th, after seeking court orders on 8th. After seeking court orders on 8th, I wanted to mark this date. On 8th, she went to seek court orders for her oil consignment not to be destroyed or something. Then 9th, she presented herself in the DCI and went missing. And this is what herself she had said. Now what she has also presented is around the situation of how she was allegedly threatened on the mistreatment here and there. But she's saying, I think at one point you need to maybe applaud if, and of course that cannot happen without the orders. If Waziri told her to present herself with the DCI, then when she goes to the DCI, then that's how she disappears. Then who really needs to, what do you need again to connect the dots? So, on 11th, after she was arrested on that night, after she disappeared on that 9th, the ship was discharged. Now, this disappearance of this lady should worry many people. And there have been a flurry of these disappearances. She's not the only one. Remember the story about Rai, when Rai disappeared and, he was kidnapped in broad daylight. Broad daylight. And do you know to date, he never told the country, he never called the press briefing, he never told the country on what exactly had happened. What we only saw is the next day, William Ruto talking about Mambo ni Matatu. And so, it points out to, that was a foreign investor, yes, but then Aneri could be a local investor. So it points out a lot of gaps that we have in the country. But looking at the whole saga, I have narrowed down to 3 questions that I would want to get the answers. 3 questions. The first question here is, under G2G, no one is allowed to import the oil in the country. So, from this story, if it is indeed true that someone had allowed, if she had got some note from the EPRA, we need to look at it this way. Does it show that some scrupulous people are actually going against the G2G arrangement? Or better still, how did she get the note to import? Before we arrive at the point that the oil does not belong to her, it belongs to someone else. How did she get the note to import outside the G2G? And and that's an important question. That question is important because what she has also said that unlike the G2G where oil comes from Dubai, her oil was from Europe. Now this also brings me to this. See, the government says that oil belongs to Galana, that company. That company is supposed to import oil, is only supposed to receive oil from the 3 OMCs from United Arab Emirates. So how is it possible that the company, oil marketing company, that is supposed to work on behalf of the government on the Dubai deal, could also be involved in importing oil from Europe? Because that is what this lady Anne has said. I don't know that you get that mixed up, because if it belongs to that company, it can't belong to that company, because that company is not supposed to import oil outside the G2G bracket. Number 2. It is not today. Anne has given a very explosive interview. But 2 days ago already the lawyers had hinted and had explained that their client, so Anne, had disappeared after interrogation at the investigator's house. But there have been definite silence from the DCI or from the police themselves. No statement. And it's a bit worrying because we've only seen pressure from KPA. Chirchir has also confirmed that she saw the lady. So some few people that she met Anne. So Chirchir, the CS, has confirmed she met the Anne. From KPA, I've also given a statement. But over this DCI, and this should worry the Kenya police. This should worry them if this statement can come through and it goes this viral and Kenyans are not talking about it, but they don't give a rejoinder. What about that silence? Last aspect. Who are the powerful forces around Anne? Why am I asking? I'm asking this because of these 3 questions. You can see powerful forces in her because of these 3 observations. Number 1, how did she meet Waziri? Not even meeting. How did she access Waziri? And according to her lawyers, Mbeta is saying that she met Waziri. She knows. How did she meet Waziri? That's point number 1. Point number 2, why I'm seeing connections here is the confidence to speak out. Where does she get that confidence? I want you to imagine. Rai is also damn rich, but could not even a single lawyer could speak to the media. If she went through all that, where did she get the confidence? She doesn't look like she's a bit subdued. And that points to probably she's having a powerful connector. And number 3, first time. How could she mobilize 17 billion? First time importer. And make the risk of 17 billion. How? Ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line here is that so many things went wrong, and it's a clear deal gone wrong? Or are the Dubai guys, did the Dubai guys give pressure on this? Let's wait and see. I believe that probably as the story develops, you might have to understand more. Thank you. And let me leave you with what we have been doing on the wheelchair challenge. Asanteni.